Rolling on says, how do I create a social life? I never had a set of good friends to meet on weekends, hang out, eat, talk, enjoy. I feel it's important to have a good social circle in life. It is. But before you have a good social life, to create a social life, you got to create a life with yourself. You got to become independent, that I don't necessarily need these friends in order to feel good about my life. But I would enjoy having that extra while I would be perfectly feeling content and safe by knowing who I am, how I want to live my life, what things makes me happy, and how I can entertain myself, even if there's no one in this world but me. Then you will choose your friends wisely, not choose them for the sake of having friends so I can hang out and have food and enjoy. That's bullshit, because you end up having all kind of garbage into your life because you are going after finding friends based on need, based on an idea that I should have social life. You'll put up with lots of nonsense just to have created that, and you fool yourself that they are actually measuring up. But once you already are happy by yourself, then you will see who actually measuring up, meeting your standards, to be a friend, to bring to your life, to have a conversation and have certain kind of a level of moderately or relatively trust in them, or at least to know what kind of people they are, and you would believe that that's the kind of people they are. So then you will choose them wisely. So that's the beginning. So you will not make a mistake in selecting the seemingly right kind of group, at least. And Rolling On says, also research shows people with good social life live longer and are healthier than isolated ones. Male 33 USA. Yeah, well, social life is very important, of course. No doubt about that. It's not about not having a social life. Definitely have a social life, but to your level, to the level that you like. That research or whatever it is that people say, it depends on who you are. You might want, like an hour social life a week. For you, that's good enough. But some people have it every night. Why? Because everything that you do becomes habit. And later on, it's not really the social life that you're after. You're trying to fulfill your habit. That's why it's so important. Whatever you commit to that becomes habit, you better make sure that's a good habit, that is good for you. And it's not going to be making you dependent on the social life in order to have a life. That's defeating the purpose. It's supposed to be a spice, not the whole life. So social life, moderation, just like alcohol, moderation, just like everything else. Fat, moderation, everything else, moderation. And many things, not at all. There's some things in life you should not even go near it. Drugs, things that are just not good. Because anything we do becomes a habit. If something that is bad for you becomes a habit, holy shit, you're in trouble. So make sure you have clear conscious what it is that you're actually committing to or being active on or participating in, because that over time becomes your habit. Once becomes a habit, it rules your life and it becomes difficult to get rid of. Whether it's intrusive thoughts, whether it's activities, whether it's something that is you eat or you drink, you got to have mindfulness in selection process. Then you will be healthy. Not just, I have a social life, so I must be healthy. No, how many people have social life and they're not healthy? Because what they do among each other in the social life, they drink, they smoke, they have drugs, they talk about nonsense. So they got all kind of toxic garbage in there, and they become habitualized on that, and they fill their consciousness with that kind of shit. And then what? We got now a bunch of people all thinking wrong, doing wrong things, and that becomes their habit. So it is not about the activities and number of days that you have social life. It's about the quality of when you're having a social life. And that should be selected carefully. And that should be just enough to make it seem or feel like, okay, yeah, I have a social life. But make your social life, my suggestion is, in a sporting activities and limited to that. So you're having a sport and you're with a bunch of people and you're enjoying that social activity, but it's within the context of the sport. And afterwards, maybe a tea, I don't know, you guys maybe have a beer, but it would be limited to that. It won't go off rail. You're not just sitting there just chit chat for no reason and there's no direction to it, which any kind of nonsense comes into it because there's no agenda for it. So make your social life have some kind of a purpose. Sports activities, maybe gym activities, maybe a walk activities, maybe, I don't know, play chess, maybe just have dinner or lunch. But, again, it's better to have some kind of activity. Once you get to know these people, have lots of things in common, then you can have dinner or lunch or, stuff, spend time without having a sporting activities or special agenda for that. So then, because you're in a safe zone of discussions, would be not meaningless, would be of some content, if you know what I'm trying to say. Because it is always always easy to let people into your lives, but you don't know who they are. And if you let the wrong people in your life, it'll be very difficult to get rid of them. It is no different than you have this horizontal, vertically installed sifts, for constructions, that they shovel dirt into it from the other side, kind of small particles of dirt is there, and this side all the big chunks and debris and rocks will stay back, and the good ones goes there so they can make cement or use it. So if the holes of these sifting mechanism are big, so big rocks, big stuff also go along to the other side among the good sifted earth that they want to use. So then they have trouble. They're gonna find them by hand and get rid of them. But if the holes are small, when they shovel the dirt into it, only the fine particles go through. So the other side, you don't have much of a problem. It's all good and clean dirt. So you can use it with no debris, no rocks, no piece of wood and things like that you have to clean up. Same thing in your life. You gotta have standards. That standard is your sieve. It's your filter that not everything can get into and become part of your friends or group or family, or have ways to come and go with your family. So you will have good quality people that meet your standards, that you have certain standards, that how you run your life, and you can see if they are kind of fit in that. Then you modify and see how much of interaction you want to have with this one or that one, so you'll be able to have good quality of dirt in your life, if you understand the analogies. I hope you do.